Hey, what's up guys? It's Cypher from cypherpika.com, and today we're talking about the Elder Scrolls Online Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds came out with the expansion of Morrowind, and I've been playing it quite a few times since it launched, but I haven't really given my opinion regarding it. So today I'm going to be talking about my initial impressions, how I feel about it, and what I think needs to be changed or done for the future to keep expanding on the Battlegrounds. So let's get right into it. First of all, the overall structure of Battlegrounds has been executed quite well. Now, I'm not a big fan of the 3-team scenario. I would have much preferred 2 teams going up against each other. It just feels more natural and more competitive in that department. But it doesn't mean that you can't have competitive, 4-on-4-on-4. There's still room for that, and I'm sure maybe down the line in the future they might add different game modes or different team sizes and different team amounts in general. But let's talk about what we do have. We have the 4-on-4-on-4. As far as game modes are concerned, I feel like the game modes have been executed pretty well. I like Dominion, or Domination for that matter. I like the Deathmatch, and I also do enjoy the Capture the Flag. Now, out of the 3, I would say that Domination is probably my favorite. It requires the most amount of teamwork and communication, and also you are rewarded for both playing strategically and killing your opponents. My least favorite would probably be either Team Deathmatch or Capture the Flag. They're kind of on the same level for me. But overall, all 3 game modes, I've had fun playing them, and I think they've been designed pretty well. The problem isn't the game modes per se, but I think the overall meta that the game is currently in, the characters that are on top, make for some dull gameplay, but in general the actual structure of BGs has been executed pretty well, and I think with some changes and additional features we could have something that's worthwhile for PvP players, both casual and competitive players alike. So while I do like the Battlegrounds on my initial impression, I still feel like there's some things that need to be added and changed. And of course, constantly improving the overall balance of the game needs to be a main focus, so that you can actually have competitive and fun PvP. So what needs to be added and changed? Here's my opinion. These are different ideas that I thought about, but whichever one could potentially get implemented would definitely help the PvP scene regarding Battlegrounds. The first thing was, obviously everybody's thinking competitive mode. People want to be matched up with players that are of equal skill, and as they get better, they want the rankings to show, and they want to go against players of higher rank. Now, that's something that could potentially get added, but it's probably something that's more long-term. But I would like to see a more skill-based matchmaking system in effect, because currently it feels pretty random. You could get matched up with newcomers. I know it tries to prioritize based off of your level, but that alone isn't enough to get decent matches going. Most of my matches, I want to say 6 or 7 out of 10 matches was either the other 2 teams weren't really up to par and it was very easy. A couple of those matches was the other team being way too good or way too organized, running into stacked groups. And then you'll have the occasional match where it's pretty close and all 3 teams are competitive, but that's very, very rare because of the current matchmaking system put into place. So without completely putting in a full competitive ranked mode, I would like the matchmaking to sort of try to keep track of some invisible skill rating based off of how often you win, how often you lose, how you perform in those matches, and try to match you up with similar stats to the best of its abilities. Of course, bearing large queue times. You want to avoid the large queue times, but I'm pretty sure for me, I'd rather wait a couple extra minutes if it means I'm going to get into a match with players that are either close in skill level or of equal skill level. So that's the first thing that I thought about. The second thing that I think would really, really bring the community together is custom matches, because if they add the ability for players to custom match in a battleground, you can have people start forming teams hosting tournaments, commentating on tournaments if there was a spectator mode involved. And you could take it from there, and you would create this competitive 4v4v4 underground scene where it's community driven. I would definitely love to take part in hosting 4v4v4 tournaments if there was a custom mode where people can queue up against each other in a lobby and create the match and pick the game mode. That would be awesome. I think that's something that's not far from implementation, and it would just be such a huge community tool that can be used to our advantage. So those were the two big things that I would really want added. Better matchmaking system. I know ranked is a long shot. That would be nice, but if we can't get that, I would love to have a custom matchmaking system where people can form their own matches. And if that was the case, I would definitely be hosting regular tournaments with in-game prize, cash prizes. I would love to commentate on something. The years of experience I have in ESO would be put into good use, I think. And I think it would be really, really, really entertaining for both participants and people to watch. Another thing that I think would be of good use is weekend events to encourage more players to queue into Battlegrounds. Whether it's weekend rewards or extra XP on weekends, or maybe crazy rule sets on weekends just to create some diversity in the matches. It would be interesting, and it's something that I think ZeniMax should consider to bring more players in on Battlegrounds on specific times. Because to me personally, I don't think Battlegrounds is ever going to kill Cyrodiil. I personally have more fun in Cyrodiil currently, just because I'm not getting the competitiveness out of BGs. It's kind of fun, but it can get quite repetitive. Now, Cyrodiil isn't competitive. I'm not saying Cyrodiil is competitive, but at least Cyrodiil is random enough to where it's not the same thing twice, and you're usually you don't know what you're signing up for when you enter Cyrodiil. It's very random, so that's the entertainment value is there. It's not competitive, but I feel like Battlegrounds also lack the competitive drive currently, and with some changes, we could get there. That's all I really wanted to say. Like, I really do enjoy the way they put it together. I think the game modes are fun, and I hope they add more game modes in the future, more maps as well. But adding in custom, that's probably my biggest thing, or having a better matchmaking system would make this a lot more enjoyable for people who want to take it seriously. And it would also make it enjoyable for the casual players, so that maybe they don't get matched up against people who are trying to take it very, very seriously, and it's a more enjoyable game for them as well. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion about BGs. If you guys liked the video, slap a like on it, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.